Hey guys, Richard at reefs.com and aficionado channel. Thanks for joining us today. We're here in beautiful, sunny South Florida, and I'm here in Biota facility with my good friend Jake. Jake, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. It's been a while since we did our last video together, and I've been noticing that the items that you guys have been offering, the animals that you guys have been offering, has been growing exponentially. And we're here because we wanted to talk about something that's relatively new. I guess it's not so new, but I mean it's newer ones, right?
Yeah, definitely newer and more like stable in commercial quantities.
Gotcha. And that fish is Comet, also known as Marine Betta. So Jake, can you tell me about Marine Betta?
Yeah, they're really cool. They're more of a predator fish. They're pretty closely related to groupers, more ambush predators, but since they're captive bred, they eat pellet, they eat frozen food. They're not going after the small shrimp in your tank just yet. And they're nice small size. A lot of people don't really get to see them at this 1-inch kind of offering size that we have.
Right.
And they kind of grow to a size about 4.5, 5 inches in captivity. They're really cool fish that sometimes can be rare in the hobby, and even so, they may be hard to get them to eat.
How long does it take from your offering, like it's usually about an inch and a half size, right?
Yeah.
To get to about 4 inches?
Yeah, lately we've kind of just recently had them on the market, so we've noticed they grow pretty slowly. Some of the clients that have gotten them in the past few months notice a doubling size over maybe 3, 4, 5 months, so maybe 2.5 inches, and then slowly growing at about 4, that max size.
Gotcha. And then what do you guys feed it in this facility?
A lot of pellets. So we both feed DKI, TDO, Reef Nutrition, every kind of pellet that we can kind of throw at them, but also Hikari mysis, brine shrimp.
You know, one thing that I previously didn't know is that I haven't really seen too many of the juvenile fish of this species. And I noticed that there was a lot of different like colors, like white patterns on the tail and on the body. Is this more of a juvenile pattern that we see? Or is this something like a new patterns that you guys were able to breed it out, like just like a clownfish?
Yeah, it's cool since most people don't really see a fish like this young. They don't really notice that they go through transitions. And similar to like a lemon peel with that blue eye spot,
right.
They start disappearing after they get a little bit older. Similar with these guys, they got a big white patch on the side of their body that's almost like transparent. And it goes away after about a few weeks, few months in your aquarium. Same thing with the white on the tail.
Gotcha, that's awesome. And then so what's the ideal tank size, tank mates? What can you look for when you purchase this fish?
Yeah, they're not super aggressive in the fact that they'll chase other fish around, but something that may fit in their mouths they may go after just because they are kind of the ambush predator. They're good with other larger fish, maybe tang, hawkfish, things like that. They like to be in like overhang, cave-ish areas, so you won't see them often. When you do, you'll see them, they'll be like a nice treat.
Gotcha. Kind of like a Royal Grama-ish behavior?
Yeah, we've noticed with the Royals and the Cubans we breed that they're a bit more outgoing. These guys still kind of stay pretty secluded. They'll still always come out for food and pellet, and they'll chase the tank when you pass by thinking you're going to give them food, but they do like a little bit of darker areas and caves.
Gotcha. And then what is the ideal tank size for this fish?
Yeah, ideally about like 75 to 90 gallons. They don't move a whole lot, so you don't need that large swimming space, but it's good to have a lot of different rock work, a lot of area for them to kind of claim as their own. Gotcha.
So like you would recommend usually about like a 4-foot tank, like 90 or something like that, but long as you have a lot of the nooks and crannies, I guess you could kind of get away maybe with a little bit smaller? Yeah,
I've had customers put them in a little smaller tanks, especially as they grow up before they put them into like a main display, but they can grow into their environment pretty nicely as long as they have their territory.
Gotcha. And then so what is the difference between purchasing from the wild, like a wild Comet or Marine Betta, versus purchasing one from you guys?
Yeah, typically from the wild you see them almost at show size, so 3.5, 4 inches. They're usually pretty big, but they also may not eat frozen or pellet foods as readily. I found that when I kept them, you usually have to gut load like brass shrimp. Yeah, so something that is moving, or even like entice it with like the prong method. So I think being able to have them captive bred is a lot easier. Captive breed them, you don't really have to worry about diseases or pests because they're coming from our biosecure facility here in Florida.
Gotcha. And so how long do you guys usually hold it here in Fort Lauderdale before it gets shipped out to all over the world?
Yeah, most species will hold at least 2 weeks, and it gives us time to do hydrogen peroxide dip, tank transfer method, and we get to check them, make sure the health is all right, make sure they're eating fine. We don't ship anything else that we haven't already had in our tanks for weeks.
The price range, however, pretty sure it'll be of interest for many hobbyists that's watching at home. What are the general price difference between a wild caught one versus a captive bred one?
It's pretty comparable. A lot of times you see Marine Bettas go for about $190 to $220 or so in that range, and our captive bred ones are $250, so right around that area.
Gotcha. I think in the long term, I think this is money well spent. The reason why I say that is because only for a few bucks, you could just end up with just one, and that's it, instead of trying maybe once if you're lucky, twice if you're not. getting them to eat is such an important deal because, you know, like you may look great in the shop, but if they don't eat, then they'll slowly wither away and perish. And I think this is just money well spent. I mean, few extra bucks, I think it's definitely worth it. Getting a clean, quarantined fish that is guaranteed to eat in your system. So Jake, I have a quick question for you. Do you guys breed this fish yourself here in Biota facility?
So we actually purchased them from My Eco Reef Solutions in France. They're another facility that's breeding a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
They followed in our footsteps with the coral beauties, the mandarins, but they've also had made really nice strides in a lot of different centropyge or even Samanthius.
Yeah, I noticed their work with a lot of different centropyges and different type of angelfish in general. I even saw that small little angelfish that you had in the corner over there. So I can't wait to see how that grows up and more of the stuff that you bring in.
Yeah, a few of the other fish I'm really interested in are the eagly eye angels, the flameback angels, Shanacanthus, dottybacks, and some tomatosis filefish. So they have a really good lineup, and we're happy to be able to provide some of those animals for our customers.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like, if I could have a wish list, if you guys could maybe, you know, I'm crossing my fingers here. My favorite angelfish is a Genocanthus semifasciatus, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would want this fish as well. If you could maybe just probe them a little bit and jab them?
Yeah, hopefully
maybe,
pretty soon.
Right, because I mean, they got their cousin in there already, right? So hopefully, crossing my fingers, they'll get some good specimens for broodstock and then get to work with those beautiful fish as well. I noticed that I actually never seen a fish that was transparent before coming to this facility before. Now, because I was told that because they ship better that way and such, does that same like logic applies to this fish as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's helpful for our biologists here in Florida to get their hands on the animals as soon as possible because, I mean, we can feed them all the prepared diets, or if we need to be supplementing with live feeds, we can do that here. We can grow them out and make sure that our customers are happy with the sizing and the health of the fish. So it's nice that every fish that leaves our facility has been watched for weeks.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Also, if you have any questions about this fish in general, if you go to the Biota's website, you'll be able to see all the information that they have put together for you, what they eat, the behavioral traits, and what you should do and what you could house it together with. So you can find these fish at the local fish store. If they don't have it, please make a request to your local fish store. If not, then you can reach out to Biota directly and you can purchase directly from their website. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and you guys have a great day. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.